Called With Love Meghan is set to premiere on the 15th of January, featuring 8 30-minute episodes, bite-sized chunks.
Well, joining us now is royal and showbiz journalist Ellen Coughlin. Ellen, thanks so much for being with us. This is a bit of a surprise move from Meghan. Was anyone expecting a new series this year?
Yes, well, she kind of teased it last year, along with her lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. So we were expecting something more from her, and actually all of those things. We're all multifaceted women. I'm sure you have other interests besides GB News. I'm sure you have family and friends that see different sides of you. So that's exactly what Meghan is. She's not giving up her charity work or her philanthropy. We'll see her doing all that stuff still. This is just another side of Meghan that we get to see and enjoy. And the show looks beautiful. I think it's right up her street because she has a show on Netflix. She doesn't stop her charity work because she has a show on Netflix. It's just another part of her life that she's going to include.
Well, there we go. Ellen Coughlin, thank you so much for talking us through what is With Love Meghan, a new series starting this new year, 2025
Thank you very
on
much.
Netflix. Thanks for joining us.
Well, there you go. What do you make of it? Are you going to be tuning in? This sort of luxury lifestyle look, you know, California, housewife, baking the cakes,
well, this is
making the jam.
If you don't own a large Californian ranch, will this really speak to you? I mean, I've got a small. I don't think I'm. Well,
you can make jam.
I could make jam, but I mean, I don't have a big garden. I mean, I don't. Anyway.
Right, anyway, next we're live at the.
Gertrude in London. Good afternoon.
I am certainly going to be watching it.
Brilliant.
And I'm glad I got on because I am so fed up with everybody bashing Meghan. She's a very, very clever woman. And she has been cooking since she was 11. Her mother was helping out in soup kitchens, and Meghan went with her. Mm-hmm. And they were cooking. And Meghan had also, before she was anybody, done voluntary work in 3 African countries, also cooking and doing all sorts of things.
No, I'm glad you said that.
When Grenfell fire happened, Meghan went down there and cooked with everybody. And Sadiq Khan was on LBC 2 years later, and he said, you've just been down there, and they were still talking about how she just mocked in.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember. Listen, thanks, Gertrude. That's a very good corrective. Hang on, I want to get Sharon in before we run out of time. Sharon in London, you pro this as well?
I am pro this, and I will be watching, and I will be supporting Meghan. I think that what we need to remember is that Meghan hasn't changed. Everybody else around her, including you in your programme, has changed. You are very negative towards her, and I think that there are racial undertones regarding this. Before she married Prince Harry, she had a blog, a lifestyle blog called The Tig, and so. Actually, what she's doing is she's returning to what she knows and what she's done best. And The Tig had a following of 3 million.
Right.
3 million
it's whether or not... Michael's point is you can't be lectured on lifestyle by a billionaire. That's what Michael said.
She's not a billionaire.
Okay,
and furthermore,
by a multi-millionaire.
Furthermore, she look where she came from. She has worked her way to the top, and she knows how to cook.
Andrew, Sharon, why don't you let somebody else speak? Hang on.
Well, want a father in the movie industry or something?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
So, and she went to a private school and everything, so she hasn't exactly struggled, has she?
Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, said, "New year, new me," with her return to Instagram on New Year's Day. She posted on Instagram a video of her walking on the beach and writing 2025 in the sand, which obviously means we got stuff to promote. So I was wholly not surprised to see a reel for her new Netflix show, With Love Meghan, drop the next day. And the media's, they're taking it well. They're showing that we have learned nothing moving into 2025. Someone clearly had a mortgage payment due and put out a litany of tweets about the topic. Here's one of my favorites. Meghan likes to speak through what she wears. Is she at it again? She was in white when she married Harry, who was not her first husband. First of all, what is going on with the spacing here? Now she's worn white clothes to write 2025 in the sand. Is she telling us another new life has begun? It is totally unsurprising that she is trying to derive hidden meaning in Meghan's clothing as an example, as a sign that something is going wrong with her marriage to Prince Harry. This was the woman who thought the book Benches by Meghan was about literal benches. I am not kidding you. I did a video on this, I believe last year. It's a GB News segment. Look it up. This isn't a thing, I guess, in the UK, but I'm surprised that with the white, she didn't go with Meghan Markle wears white after Labor Day, breaking not only royal protocol, but American protocol. Meghan Markle commits treason, wears white to write on the sand. Meghan Markle, expatriate. Papers are already turning out columns like this one, what the Princess of Wales and Meghan's plans for 2025 say about their very different priorities. Well, one has a deal with Netflix that they need to fulfill and isn't supported by the taxpayers. And one is a working royal. Yes, they probably have some differentiation in their priorities for the year. And finally, a man so terrible that even GB News said, you gotta go. 5 years since Mexit, she's completely given up any pretense of changing the world or even raising awareness for good causes, ignoring the fact that that's simply untrue. Oddly enough, one of her good causes is stopping online harassment and bullying, especially for young people. What, pray tell, are the good causes that you are promoting in the world? It's interesting who is held to morality standards and who isn't, who is allowed to go out and make money and who shouldn't be. It's so weird that he seems confused on how Meghan Markle can have a career, raise a family, have philanthropic causes that are close to her heart. I mean, he, out of everyone, should know that one can certainly multitask. He was able to keep a job and move up the ranks while allegedly participating in cash for leak scandals, and allegedly using an alias named Martin Branning to allegedly extort people. And they say we can't have it all. I'm going to go in way more detail over the media coverage of Meghan's return to Instagram and her upcoming show in my post next week over on my Substack, Pulling Threads with Meredith Constant. But here's one article from the Daily Mail. Meghan Markle criticized over decision to turn comments off on first Instagram post. As someone who works in digital marketing, turning off comments isn't great if you're a normal person. Somebody like Meghan doesn't have to worry about turning off her comments and how that's going to impact her algorithm and her reach. She'll be fine. I can think of several reasons why they decided to do this. One of the reasons is it takes away the ability for royal reporters to just go through Instagram comments on this reel, pick out the worst ones, and write articles about the backlash to Meghan's new return to Instagram. Meghan draws overwhelming criticism. Comments left on the Duchess's new Instagram show that people are Markled out. Like, who knows? It was going to be something like that. So Meghan's return to Instagram makes perfect sense. She has a show to promote. Higher-ups were probably like, really want this promoted. What a perfect way to do it. After Meghan and Harry's documentary, which came out in December of 2022, and then Harry's book Spare, I'm not surprised that this past year Meghan has kind of laid low a bit. Yes, they had those tours in Colombia, and she was definitely spotted places, but certainly more on the DL, which I think was good because there was really an overexposure about her and people feeling like, oh my gosh, like, won't she go away? And it was like, well, she's not really around that much. It's just she's written about a lot. And now with this return, which is not about her experience in the British royal family or with the British media, which the media has often complained that her work is profiting off of that, while Sarah Ferguson still lives in the Royal Lodge. I mean, come on. I'm not sure if negative articles about the Duchess of Sussex over a show that looks like a mix between Hanging Out with Your Girlfriends and The Great British Bake Off is really gonna land. Because at this point, we are 5 years out. 5 years since the announcement of their departure from working royal life. And the timing, especially from an American audience perspective, is pretty good. A show that appears to be about joy, making ordinary things extraordinary, in a year where we are going to see the second presidency of Donald Trump. Yeah, I could use some more joy and laughter and whatever those donuts are. The show drops on January 15th. I have to admit, in the beginning, when I found out Meghan was going to have a show, I was like, I don't really know if I'm going to be tuning in. Short attention span. But now that I've seen the trailer, I'm like, okay, they got me with that trailer. I do want to see what it's all about. And we'll have to see how the media covers this. I really do wonder how hard anti-Meghan pieces are going to hit at this point. And also perhaps if people don't mind seeing joy after the really difficult year that the British royal family has had with health scares. Since I primarily focus on media coverage, I am going to talk about this more over on my Substack, which is my blog. Next week, I'm going to go through way more articles and look at how Meghan's return to Instagram and her upcoming Netflix show is being covered. Stay tuned for more. There have already been a nauseating number of think pieces about Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex's return to Instagram, and her upcoming Netflix show, including one of our favorites, Jan Moira. For whatever reason, tens and tens of you asked for more of Jan in 2025. Ask and you shall receive. Here's Jan's thoughts on everything.
She can skip in the surf and launch a cookery show, but is the writing on the wall for the domestic Duchess?
Let me just tell you, Jan's on a tear in this one.
Every time a new year rolls around, you know what I feel like doing? I feel like wearing all white designer separates to run across a beach and write something superficially profound, yet utterly inane in the sand.
Do you think she was this mean when her children wrote their names in the sand growing up?
How superficially profound, yet utterly inane, Jake Moira.
Baby, talk to someone under the age of 50. This is called, we need to get this Instagram channel going and need a post before we promote the actual show that's dropping. So we're going to do something quick and cute. It's not that deep.
I want the vibe to be tampon advert meets global mission statement.
This, of course, made me think of another recent video that saw royalty frolicking along and rolling in the sand and running among the fields of wheat. But I'm going to say in her defense that she also went somewhat hard on Kate and William's video from a couple of months ago. And she even acknowledges that if Harry and Meghan had made something similar, there would have been an uproar. But then she says this.
Yet Harry and Meghan don't need to frolic in cotton smocks down in Paulswood to get their message across. They have Oprah and Co., a circle of powerful television operatives.
Yeah, William and Kate are really at a deficit. It's too bad that they don't have the entire British media. See, it's okay that Kate and William made this video because in today's ravenous landscape dominated by social media, what were their options?
But that Meghan Markle, on a gloomy California day with the sea the color of despair and a wall of ominous gray clouds blocking the sun, the Duchess of Sussex relaunched herself on Instagram after a 7-year hiatus.
This is not an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like, it's giving folklore, if anything. Oh, but Meghan didn't just write 2025. No, she didn't. There
can be no bigger sign that the gloves are off. Something big was about to be revealed, and that the bonds of decorum and tattered majesty of the past were all but forgotten.
Dang, it's just a cooking show. She goes on to say that the 28-second film was supposedly shot by Prince Harry, yet another captive Instagram husband, forced into grifting for the gram by an ambitious wife. There's no greater threat to the patriarchy than an ambitious woman. Do you know who also supposedly shot a photo? Yet another Instagram husband forced into grifting for the gram. Prince William for the Mothering Sunday Instagram photo. Because it cannot be said enough, this is not so much about William and Kate as it is the media's coverage of William and Kate versus Harry and Meghan, okay? I just want to make sure we're still on the same page. And because multiple jobs and interests seems to be a foreign concept for the British media, this is what she writes next.
In relaunching her Insta account this week, Meghan must have forgotten that it's barely 3 months since Harry was luxuriously marinating in his own self-importance, warning an audience at the Clinton Global Initiative in New York about the pervasive threat that our online world poses to us, especially our children, and meeping on about insanely powerful social media companies.
So the connection here is that Meghan Markle relaunching her Instagram makes Harry a hypocrite and Meghan for their initiative against online bullying. And again, I'm only using this couple as an example for continuity, but Prince William has several homes, property, private income, and yet he's committed himself to helping to solve the problem of homelessness. Where is this energy for that? And how does someone having a positive social media presence negate their feelings and work towards creating a more positive online experience for everyone. It's my understanding that they're not advocating against social media as a whole. They're advocating for better laws and regulation to keep people safe online. This isn't hard.
Harry is so used to privilege giving him a free pass that he fails to see the hollowness in both his words and his position.
That coming from a monarchist is wild. And then credit where credit's due.
However, to be fair to Meghan, there are other quasi-royal Insta accounts, all of them equally self-serving. There is Fergie's stream of garbled insanity.
She got point, broken clock and all that. And it's all because she needs to address the whales-size elephant in the room here.
But while the Duchess of Sussex is certainly not alone in thrashing about in the whiny brine of royal publicity, I do think that at least the Prince and Princess of Wales have an excuse for their indulgence.
Oh, really?
At least William and Kate understand that they have a duty to a British public who are invested in the monarchy, and ergo George, Charlotte, and Louis. In contrast, the Sussexes keep their children hidden, understandably so, but assiduously promote all their commercial progeny.
Let's remember that the video that Kensington Palace put out was supposed to be a health update about Catherine, the Princess of Wales. This was actually a really good piece in The Independent by Anna Pasternak that was called, "I was moved by Kate's cancer video, but should she be controlling the narrative?" This was supposed to be a serious health update about Catherine, the Princess of Wales. And while it's certainly not a bad idea to find new ways to reach audiences and share information, this didn't allow for any follow-up questions, for any serious conversation. Not to mention the fact that the video didn't say that much. And while Kate and William might not be selling products, the monarchy is continually selling the idea and importance of the monarchy. They are invested in their survival. Meghan and Harry are no longer taxpayer funded, so they need to make money. It makes complete sense that somebody who once had a very popular lifestyle blog and was an actress would return to show business. She goes on to write,
and Meghan is not promoting the line of succession. She's flogging a cookery show on a streaming platform for her own financial and professional gain. There is a difference.
Yes, there is a difference because for one couple, the job is monarchy. The job is the crown. This idea that there's something morally more significant and important about that work and the way they live and they are paid. They make money. It is such hypocritical drivel. To even try and argue morality when this is how you make your money. And of course, for writers like this one, this adds to the growing drumbeat that the Sussexes have been an abject failure since leaving the royal family. But how many times can the writing be on the wall? It's been 5 years. They've clearly figured some stuff out and are thriving. The evidence does not support this theory. Harry and Meghan must be failures because what does it say to other royals, to younger generations, if you can successfully leave working royal life, if there is another way to live? It's kind of funny because how I even got into all of this was because I saw a lot of reactions 2 years ago to Meghan and Harry making a Netflix documentary, and I didn't see the big deal. They had to make money. Why does it matter? People had a lot of opinions. I'm pretty sure I've said this sometime over the last 2 years. They had to start with telling their story in order to pivot to other things they care about. For Meghan, it is lifestyle content. But it doesn't matter what she does. It's not about if she mentions the royals or not. It's her mere existence and her success that drives writers like Jan out of their minds. It is so obvious that the British media has been so deprived of actual new Meghan Markle content just by looking at how they're covering her new show. It's sort of like when you're a kid from a non-soda household and you get to go to a friend's house where they have soda and you are not just having one cup, you are having several cups, okay? The British media is mainlining sugar. Not that I know from experience. Let's take a look at one such piece from The Telegraph. 7 baffling moments in Meghan's Netflix trailer. Before we get into it, let's discuss the word baffling for a second. From the Oxford Dictionary, baffling, impossible to understand, perplexing. That ends up being pretty meta because one of the baffling moments is a moment that didn't happen. The author mistakes Daniel Martin, who is Meghan's makeup artist and longtime friend, with Greg Wallace. Greg Wallace is an English broadcaster. He is known for the MasterChef universe and being a co-presenter on that, who has since been replaced because there's been a litany of allegations against him. This isn't baffling. This is, we needed 7 key points because it sounds better than 6 for whatever reason. So we're just gonna throw this one in there. The author writes that had it been Wallace, refusing to cut that scene after the latest round of allegations would have been bold. And perhaps the most interesting creative decision for the entire project. And this is just a reminder that every single celebrity that goes on that show, British media is going to absolutely fillet and find some way that they had a perceived slight against the British royal family, and somehow Meghan is responsible for all of their thoughts and feelings and actions. Remember, they did it with Priyanka Chopra and her show Citadel a few years ago. I mean, just listen to this title. Kate is the target of crude sexual insult in new Amazon spy drama starring Meghan Markle's friend Priyanka Chopra. Just the most absolute blatant grab for SEO friendly words. I mean, Priyanka isn't writing the show. This is not a one-man band. Here's another one. The house is not her house. That is perhaps the least baffling thing about this show. Using your actual working kitchen and getting it set up perfectly every day for shooting and continuity is a recipe for disaster. See what I did there? Especially with 2 young children. Not to mention the fact that if I were Meghan and Harry, I would limit the amount of time cameras are spent in my house because people are actively insane. I wouldn't be giving a peek into my home either. Quote, if we were in any doubt that this is a project precision engineered to enrage all the right people, here's the tell. First of all, it is hella weird that you think this show was only made for hate watching. Secondly, it only enrages people like royal reporters, because when it comes to the Duchess of Sussex, all logic just goes out the window. This is not baffling. Another thing that's not baffling, her quote, earth-shattering floristry hack. In the trailer, we see Meghan going through a floral shop. She says that she sees which color she gravitates to, and then she goes from there. And the author is like, earth-shattering. And it's like, it isn't earth-shattering, but it's also a trailer. Like, yeah, if that's the extent of the floral tips, yeah, I'm gonna be a little annoyed too. But I don't think that's, it's a trailer. Another baffling moment, who is Joy? Yeah, I'm not all that surprised that some in the British media don't understand the concept of joy. Quote, of all the many questions thrown up by this trailer, one stands out. When Meghan says, we're not in the pursuit of perfection, we're in the pursuit of joy. So the author takes us in a totally normal direction. Meghan says in the trailer, quote, she loves surprising people with moments that let them know I was really thinking of them. A worthy credo for any assassin. These people are out of their ever-loving minds. What, pray tell, could be worse than joy on a show? I actually think there could be an interesting conversation about the tenor of this trailer and what it appears it's going to be. A discussion of tone and does this tone meet the moment that we're in? I do think there's an interesting conversation that you could have about if Meghan never met Prince Harry and they never married, and the TIG, her lifestyle website, continued to explode and she eventually got a show, would it have been essentially this show? You know, is this show kind of another era? But at the same token, I don't think you could have done this show in 2017 or 2018 with everything that was going on in the world, especially in the United States. And that with the pandemic, with an upcoming presidency for a lot of us, that is a gut punch. The idea of finding community and having your friends around the kitchen table and making a really baller crudité. Yeah, I mean, doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world. I am going to be digging into more articles about how the media is covering Meghan Markle's new show. That will be over on my Substack. Hi, it's where I write. In future videos, I am going to look more into the TIG, how it was covered when Meghan became a part of the royal family, because obviously she needed to close the TIG. And in my opinion, the unfair moniker that is being applied to Meghan because of the show, which is also an incredibly interesting societal and cultural discussion. More to come.
Afternoon, friends, and happy 2025. Thanks for asking. The t-shirt is from the daughter for Christmas. It's a Pink Floyd one. Pink Floyd did a concert in the year I was born, which was a flipping long time ago. I absolutely love the t-shirt. Get to the point, Martin. Is this the little ginger ninja called Archie in this photo and video montage? I think it is. If you didn't know, this is a still taken from the video where Harry broke the internet because he was learning to surf. Although from the video, he definitely didn't need to learn much because he looked like a flaming modern day James Bond. I think this little person at the far right of the photo is Archie. And from the Christmas card they issued, if you kind of look at the front of Archie here, if this is him, you can imagine the reverse of his head on the Christmas card fitting absolutely perfectly. A demon PR drop from Harry and Meghan. I think it's him. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would be delighted to hear your opinion. Morning, friends. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, the 2nd of January. Most of the UK are going back to work today, including me. Boy, it's been a shock to the system getting up, but I'm not the only person going back to work, as it looks like Meghan has set up a brand new Instagram account for 2025, launching it with a beautiful video on the beach filmed by Hazza himself. And if there's one thing this proves, it's that you don't have to make a Hallmark movie on the beach to show how together you are, if you know exactly what I'm saying. Meghan's followers will go absolutely through the roof on this one. When I checked last night, I think she was at 453,000 followers. I expect it will go up to double-digit millions within the next 7 days. And I also expect that she'll use this to showcase how to use the internet successfully. I don't think this is going to be a personal account. I don't think the kids will be on it. I think this will be tied to the initiative around internet safety. And again, Meghan and Harry will be shining a light on the things that we need to talk about as a society. Comments are open, guys. Have a brilliant day. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Thursday. And there's nothing like a journalist that clearly ignores the facts to get your blood boiling on a Thursday morning. And why do we have this disease in Salty Island? The disease of jealousy. This journalist has failed to realise that Meghan was a self-made millionaire before she even considered dating Prince Harry. Since then, and since her acting work, she's gone on to achieve multiple international successes for charity and successes in commercial projects, including investing in other female founders. I mean, if you needed to make a list about Meghan's achievements, they would be absolutely massive, and there would be no inference of a flop or a failure or a delayed launch of a business in that list, because she's achieved so much. The Daily Mail are going mad because they didn't know anything about Meghan's new Instagram channel. They feel they have to get something out there to remain credible. But Lettuce, the journalist, no credibility in this one. Comments are open, guys. Let me know what you think. Afternoon, friends. Welcome back to the absolute madness of the 2nd of January. Less than 24 hours ago, an Instagram account which is growing in volume of followers. Now it's been verified. And now a brand new Netflix series is dropping on January the 15th in the UK. And if you've seen the trailers like I have, this series is absolutely going to blow your mind. But do you know what the crazy thing is that I'm most pleased about? Not that I like failure, having failed myself, but this absolutely proves that the parody coverage that the Daily Mail provides about consistent failures and how Netflix are moving away from Harry and Meghan is absolute donkey. if you want confirmation of how much Harry and Meghan are respected by Netflix, this is the second confirmation. Alexa, stop. This is the second confirmation if anybody ever needed it. Comments are open, guys. Sorry for Alexa butting in. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Friday. And what a super short work week we've had. That was hard to say. Hope you're looking forward to the weekend. Hope you've got some good things planned. I wanted to snap this, which is the official digital copy of the printed version. You know those old things called newspapers of the Daily Mail today. And by goodness, Jan has got her pants in a twist about Meghan. The whole world's going absolutely nuts in a positive way. Jan thinks Meghan is in the second division of being a celebrity. And I've got a few things to say about that, but I would like to ask Jan personally, politely and constructively, why isn't Jan able to level the same volume and the same type of criticism at the non-working royal family? Why is Jan's anger reserved for Meghan, who quite frankly on that Netflix trailer came across as being full of joy? It literally made me want to invite friends around over to my house over the weekend and try and do something on a similar scale. It wouldn't have been quite as good as the stuff that Meghan can do. Also, in the trailer, the little Harry hug. That's how you show you together as a couple. Those stolen moments in private where 10 seconds is captured. Not a flipping Disney movie or Hallmark video on the beach. Comments are open anyway, guys. Are you a fan of Jan? Do you think she's got a point? Is Meghan going on to rule the world? Who knows? Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Friday. Slightly different take on this one. Please bear with me. Because within 2 hours of this article being published yesterday, Richard was probably crying small tears into his chicken soup because Meghan had used the power of Instagram to announce her new Netflix series. And that changes the game, the war, and that's what it is between these two. Just imagine if you were running a company where Kate was your public representative and your rival company had Meghan as theirs. How would you feel? And the point of this story, Martin, get to the point. The point of this story is, no matter how sycophantic the British media are towards Kate, William and the non-working royal family, they cannot do anything to get them up to the standard of this person here. It's literally that simple. Kindness, joy, focusing her life on other people, getting the world to talk about the things that matter. Turns up when she wants to, mainly empty-handed, really struggles to put a sentence together on the best of days. And yes, royalists, we know Kate has had an awful year. We do not know why, genuinely, but we know she's had an awful year. But before this year, before 2024, not up to this standard in any type of way. And why is it, why am I entitled to comment on that as a British taxpayer? Because the British non-working royal family represent my country. I want them to represent my country like this, not like this. It's as simple as that. Comments are open, guys. Let me know what you think. Have a brilliant day. Morning, friends. Happy Saturday. And before we get started, full creator credit to Sussex Spartan Meghive over on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, for putting this beautiful, comprehensive montage together, just showing how many countries in how many languages have reacted positively to Meg's news about her new at-home series. But we're going to segue off this one. That's a good word, isn't it? Slightly different take on this one today. All this stuff about Meghan has brought out the two R's, the royalists and the racists. And over on X, Twitter, where I also post my content, an exact copy of this video, they have been incredibly harsh to anyone that's supporting Meghan and Harry. Unfortunately, when they try and produce something that's equivalently positive for the British non-working taxpayer-funded royal family, they're unable to do so. Classic example, I'll just recount this one quickly before the video ends. People describe other members of the non-working royal family as brilliant wives, mothers, brilliant sister, i.e. the same as most other women across the globe. It's really weird. When you rile them, they can't come back with any facts that show the British taxpayer-funded non-working royal family providing any joy, any inspiration, any meaningful accounts of work that they've done, any meaningful statements to help us feel more positive or look up to them as a family that we should admire. There's just nothing coming back from anyone that is a royalist or a racist. Hats off to you, Meg. Have a brilliant Saturday. Comments are open. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Saturday. Straight into it with the important questions. The first one being, is this lettuce person that writes for the Daily Mail actually a pseudonym for somebody else that is so embarrassed by the content they don't want to put their real name on it? It could be. But anyway, question number 2 to all the lovely ladies across the world watching this now. Did you know that according to the Daily Mail, you can only be one thing? Wow. The minute you add an extra component to your personality or life, you've literally pivoted and rebranded yourselves. It's absolutely ridiculous. I know women who are beautiful, strong, with an amazing career, who are also amazing mums and look after their partner and have a beautiful home. That is one of the brilliant things about women. You are all multi-dimensional, can juggle 20 plates at once whilst looking fabulous and trying to stay relatively calm. I'm sure you'll agree, men all over the world have a problem doing the same. The other thing is, this journalist is so used to dealing with the actual non-working taxpayer-funded royal family that they're obsessed with people being exactly like that. Example, Kate, continuous talking about what she wears, not who she is or what she does. There's not much to say about what she does. We know that. Royals are one-dimensional. Normal human beings are not. Comments are open, guys. Let me know what you think. Have a brilliant day.
Hello, my people. Lady Rose here. How y'all doing? To all my new subscribers, you're welcome. And my returning subscribers, you all know I love you. Guys, I apologize. I got sick for approximately 2 weeks. I was out and I was not working. I was staying in my room, actually in my bed, sleeping. But yeah, so right now I feel great, and I've been watching y'all guys run. Thank you all guys for keeping up with us. Thank you all the Sussex friendly channels for also keeping us on there and keep the news going about our favorites. Oh my goodness, it's been long, it's been long 2 weeks since I've been out here, but I've been watching y'all guys. I've been watching all the Sussex friendly channels all the times. I watched my brother Barrett, God bless you, and all the rest, Weezy, my sister, God bless you too, and all the other people keeping up with Meghan's new Netflix show. Guys, with that being said, I'm telling y'all guys, you are not new to this. You are not new to these people. Y'all, I do always tell y'all guys, those same people, their ancestors colonized us, and the same people sold us. So every time you try to break loose from those people, mind controllers, narcissists, cruel people, they will do what they are doing to Meghan, to you. Let's go back in the history. Remember them people went in Africa and colonized our people there down? And they took us around the world and sold us. By the time we broke loose from them here, from the slavery, in the Caribbean, in America, y'all saw what they did to us. We tried to build businesses. We tried to do good for ourselves. And what did they do? They went and burnt our businesses. Remember the history? Go down the history book of our people. You are gonna learn this is their tactics. That's what they do to a black person who breaks loose out of their colony, who does not want to follow their firm, their slave master practice that was put together against us. You have heard all those people talking. I tried to stay away from the negativity, like what my brother Baron was saying from the Royal Sussex. Y'all try to stay away from all those bad news, but sometimes when you are fighting against them, it's hard to stay away from them. So we just end up watching them and listening to what they're talking about. But I just did not put them in this video because it's not worth it. Because we know what they stand for. We know what they are. We know what they do to us. Remember, they went and colonized all those countries in Africa. And I remember when the Africans rised, sent them back to where they came from. Except for South Africa. South Africa is still suffering with that until today. They haven't gotten like that much power to send them out of there. Because I believe I saw a few minutes ago some of them people's presidents down there, parliament members, are still those people. The colonizers. They're still down there in South Africa. But in most of the other countries, do you see the African countries? They call them poor countries. Do you see the Caribbean countries? They call them poor countries. I'm telling you, they are not poor countries. They are not. Those people do actually, they still control power in those countries. The so-called poor countries that are kind of built their own countries with their minerals, with their black minerals, which are oils that those people have in their waters. Those so-called poor African countries. I'm gonna start naming those countries. Let me do a little bit more research. I used to know them, but right now I'm just getting a little bit older and I got lots of stuff in my mind. I forgot what minerals are in whatever countries and what part of Africa, and what minerals are in what part of countries in black Caribbean countries. So this is how these people control us. Meghan was not supposed to have her life. She was not supposed to thrive. She was not supposed to be successful because she left them. Because she left the slave master's land. Because she left them and doing good, and she was doing good before that. That's one thing they're forgetting. The sister was actress in Hollywood. The sister was already doing good. Very talented, beautiful. That they just cannot even believe how Prince Harry got that woman. They were thinking maybe that one, the bullion that dude, was the one who was supposed to get this kind of creative, smart, beautiful, talented woman. The woman who can actually write and speak. And she can public speak. And she can write stuff beautiful inside and out. Because Bulliam did not get that one. So what they can only do is to fight the younger one who got lucky with beautiful, smart, talented women. Those people, it doesn't matter where you put the light. You can try to put the light under the table and hide it and cover it with clothing, pieces, blanket, wherever. The light is still gonna come through and shine out. And that's exactly what's happening right here. Meghan Markle is shining, and she's gonna shine. And y'all guys, this is no joke. I did take you back to our history. This is what these people do to us. When we break loose from them, they make us suffer. They have all the machine to control our lives. And that's how they are controlling all the black countries. And that's why the black people are suffering, because those people are on their necks in those countries. And I'm telling you, by no means any of those African countries are poor countries. Believe me, do your research. It's just this slave master, the triple K, white supremacists. They cannot leave us alone. They do not want us to succeed. When you try to succeed on your own, you get the embargo if you have a country. If you're a black person who try to break loose, free from them, like Meghan did, this is what they're going to try to do. Anything that you touch, they're going to try to destroy it. And that's exactly what is happening here. It's nothing that you guys are just watching to say, like it's just a little hate here and then. No, this is how these people control us. And what we can do is fight. And how do we fight, people? Share these videos. Create more channels. If you cannot create those channels, call me. I'm going to create one for you. Let's all come out here and denounce them and tell the world. This behavior needs to stop. We need to fight against it. We can't stay quiet anymore. They did it enough. They've been doing it forever. We need to stop them. And how do we stop them? We need to talk about it. We need to expose their hate. We need to expose the triple K. We need to expose their white supremacists. We can't stay quiet. We can't watch them keep doing what they're doing to our sister. They've been doing it for far too long. We can't let it continue. We cannot teach our children. Send this video of mine to all you teenage kids. Teach them about our history. Teach them about what these people do to us. And what they have been doing to us for these years. Thank God for social media. Thank to y'all guys who created all this social media. And guys, we can fight the numeric fight right here on social media with these people. Expose all their hate. Tell our children, position our children to fight, to continue with this fight. We can't stay quiet anymore. This is what they do. They do not like to see a successful black person. They do not want to see a successful, smart black woman. They want to shut us up. We cannot take that thing, that grimace nonsense of theirs and shut up. We can't do that, people. We need to fight back. Create more channels. Share our videos. All the success-friendly people. Share videos. What are you doing? You watch this video and so what is after? You watch the video, right? Share with other people. Share this information with everybody out there. This is what these people do. Look at the history. Look at our history. Look at the black people business in Oklahoma. What happened to them back in the day? Those people did create banks and had all the businesses. What happened? Everything that a black person tries to do is destroyed by the same people. And where do you think those people came from? They came out of that England. right now here, y'all guys turned them into tabloids. It's the same whole damn people. The same people who did those heinous stuff to us. And the same people torturing us right now. Same. They do not like to see you succeed. They do not like to see your generation succeed. They do not want to see your children succeed. Why do you want to stay quiet? Why do you want to keep this video to yourself? We need to talk about this thing more. This thing is much more deeper than what you think. It's not only Meghan Markle. They are all coming against her because she's the public figure. They do it to us down here in hiding. What can we do? We need to shut it up by exposing it. But one day, we're gonna stop talking. One day, we will stop talking. Someone needs to do something. And who's that someone? It's you and myself, my sister and my brother. We can't keep quiet on hate. Just imagine if we were the ones doing that to them. Just imagine. How come all those African black people, Caribbean countries are poor countries? And yet those people are the people with the minerals that is helping these other countries out here. And I told you it's because those black people decided to break loose from them. All they want is for the black person to sit down there so they can control that black person. They do not want you to be free. Break loose. Break loose from colonial mind. Break loose from the slavery mind. Break loose from the... Break loose, my brother, my sister. Let's fight. Let's call them out. I'm gonna start learning their names and make a video each second day with their names included in there. Charlie Boy is the one carrying that white supremacists around the world. And y'all guys be talking like, well, this guy is racist. Well, guys, he's great created racism. They came up with the racism. What are you expecting him to be? And yesterday I was watching a video. I saw this queen consort pulling a black child by the sleeve of the kid's sweater. Because to her, that skin is not something that her holy mistress hand skin can touch. I believe some of y'all guys saw that videos on one of those automatic channels, AI channels. They did put a video of hers holding a little black kid by the sweater. And you guys want people to tell you these people are racist when they're showing it to you openly out here. They are showing you that's what we are. We are racists. And you can't do anything. And you were sitting down there speculating that they are racist when their grandparents, their great came up with the racism. Well, make it make sense now. Make it make sense. They are racists. They do not want you to succeed. They do not want your generation to succeed. They do not want you guys to even have generation wealth. Meghan is not getting any money from the taxes. Meghan is not being paid by them. Remember when Meghan got married to that to Prince Harry? Prince Harry's father was supposed to take care of both of them. But remember what you heard from that spare. Prince Harry said his father said he did not have money to support him and Meghan because he already has William's family to support. He did not have extra money to support Prince Harry. And meanwhile, he did not want Prince Harry to break loose, to leave that place either. So, I'm not going to support you and your wife. Just stay here and be broke. Wear pants with holes, shoes with a hole in them. And you just going to be fine. You do not need to shine. You do not want to be outshine bullying. They need to look good, and you need to go buy stuff from TJ Maxx for $25. And I'm going to give you $1,000. In a month or two. And meanwhile, this Frogmore cottage that my mama gave to you, go ahead with your wife's money, remodel it. Even though by the system, he was supposed to take care of Meghan and Harry. But he said because Harry married a black person, Harry did not deserve that money. He said he did not have money to support Prince Harry with his family. But the crown law, the constitution of them people says it's different. Well, make it make sense there. If it's not race, what is it? You got some other name for it? Give me that name. Yes, if you have that other name, a part of racism, give it to me. What is it called? And y'all remember, the truth came out here. Frogmore Cottage was remodeled with Meghan Markle's money. 1 or 2 million. That girl went to that family, she was already a millionaire. And Mambos was out here on the yacht, hanging out with oligarchy. The tall girl in bikinis was out here on the yacht. So with everything that Meghan Markle accomplished in her life, she did not deserve anything, and she was not even being paid by these people, and she worked for them. She took those people's engagement very seriously. Executed it with honor and dignity. But boy, y'all saw how they thanked the sister. This is a bunch of unthankful nonsense people. Guys, I'm gonna focus on my road. I'm gonna continue this video, or if I do not continue this video, I'm gonna make the part 2, because we need to talk about this truth here. We need to talk about the mind control by these people. We need to talk about how they control the black race. We need to talk. I'm gonna make part 2, I guess. So please subscribe to Isabella Back's channel. Subscribe to my brother Baron channel, this Success, Royal Success. And also share my videos. Please share my video to big number of people. Share with the young generation, our youth. Share with teenagers. Thank you.